And we're back with more household renovations of great and terrible power.
My camera's frozen.
Oh my gosh.
It is.
No, it is not.
Okay.
I deceived you. Like the great devil I am.
Curse you. So, where we left off is trying to figure out what the girl's name is, and I never even met her.
Tully.
Freaking out the
No, not that one.
homeowner.
Tully's daughter. Yeah. I mean, her daughter might also be named Tully.
yeah.
Kelly Jr.? Yeah.
Tully 2. Tully JR.
Yeah. Canalville's been through a very recent apocalypse, and it turns out that is the full birth record of names.
Okay, this is
There's
bad
like
news.
there's like 20 of them. You don't
There's
need
like,
more names than 20.
right? Plus
The
whatever
name
weirdo
apocalypse.
names that
Fiona Hall.
I just realized on the overlays that Dark Lavender's Void's name is in lavender, in
I
purple,
know.
and the rest of us are in white. You top notch.
I don't have the stream up, so I didn't see that either, but that is cool.
It makes
It
it
is
harder
cool.
to read, but I thought it was necessary.
It is
Yeah.
necessary. I
It is
concur.
very important.
It is a moral imperative.
Yeah. As a reaction to that, I will reposition the stone on my desk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just a little rumbling moving of the stones.
And now we'll
Mm.
move on to some bathroom humor.
And then I'll drop a very small board game and put another stone down right below the camera. Nothing wrong. It's all good.
Is it a tiny epic board game?
It's okay.
I
Since we're doing this,
actually have tiny epic board games.
They are really nice. Ooh, that's really small. I'm
it's called
impressed.
Taj.
So is that
Yeah.
Taj or Cat?
Yeah.
You can never tell which direction the
Yeah,
camera's
the
going.
camera can be reversed. You never know.
It's Taj,
Oh, okay.
and it's a game where let's take some of this out. I haven't actually played this game yet or read the rules, but you get you're building rugs, so you get pieces like this,
Okay.
and there's numbers on them, which I assume are used for scoring or some such.
There was a nice little game that had it came very concise like that. I played at Go Play called Pickpocket,
I like
where
those. I like
you
my
had
games.
to you just kept handing around this little purse that had little money cards in it, and you were able to take some out or put some back in.
Mhm.
But some of them were tagged, like for cops to know like the serial number and everything, and so you had to avoid getting those before someone like called you on it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I was pretty pleased when Adam put up his vlog for Go Play Northwest, and I was like, hey, there's more than 2 people in here that I have played games with.
Yeah, that's nice.
It was
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
that's Sifmaster. Hey, that's Kelsa. Hey, that's Eric. I played games with all these people.
There's a
So
study, I
the
think.
the funny thing was that both me and Eric gushed about the same game, and that was partly because
You
Adam
did, yeah.
asked us about it, like literally just after we got done playing it, and it was such a good game. It was like right on top of our minds.
Yeah.
And we played that with Hillary, and I also love her response about how she found a secret in the sink.
Which game was that? Was that Eden?
No, we played The House.
That's right. That's the
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Where I was
Oh
like,
man, it was super good. Like, okay,
this is like I know that.
I wonder if they put it if they were talking about possibly putting recordings of it up, but some of the recordings didn't get recorded properly, so I don't know if they just scrapped the idea or if they were going to put it up without them. Anyway,
I
point
hope
is,
it sounds like a cool game.
it was really cool.
The premise did sound pretty interesting.
Yeah,
When I heard you guys gushing about it.
I was very pleased that I got to participate in it. And the way that it turned out was pretty much everything that I had expected and wanted it to be. So
Great.
Okay, let's actually like houses.
Yes.
Houses.
How to
Cool.
house.
So the last thing we did was every man's eyes blinked and he was like, I wasn't conceived, I was expected, and then Philip was like, I am both mad at you and confused by you. And now I have feelings I can't put anywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah. If this were Monster Hearts, you'd just shut him down.
As a game I have
so
yet
yeah,
to play, tragically.
Yeah. I'm trying to take a little inspiration from it and put in here. Anyway, yeah, what are we doing next?
Yeah, that sounds like
Talk to the house.
it was a good smash cut to another scene somewhere if someone else
Yeah,
wanted
exactly.
to pick something up.
It's a good smash cut to the everyman trapping the echoes inside of the
Ooh,
Now that's what I'm
Yes.
actually doing.
forever, so they can never
Ooh.
escape.
I love that.
I like these. The way
Is
he
that
solves
like a-
problems.
Would that be like a blaspheme again? Please blaspheme some more.
I hope by communing with the sound set spirits.
So sounds are not spirits, but there are powers which do emit sound called the monoliths. So you
monoliths.
could bargain with them to
Yeah. That's tricky though, because one of them's after me.
Maybe
true.
maybe that's the one that's making it echo.
Yeah.
And so Sean is going to commune in the master bathroom and find out what monolith it is that's making the best bathroom echoey.
Because obviously it's not like acoustics.
Oh man, there's no acoustics. Let's just
Right.
bullshit.
Because the obvious solution isn't just to put a rug in there.
Right? No, of course not.
Oh man, that wouldn't work at all.
I like how Night Valley this game ends up sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, this is the correct thing to do. So
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, I didn't roll too bad. Rolled a 5.
okay, so there is no monolith here. Like, not a monolith itself, but there is like its influence.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because so I have a question. How are you communing? Like, what does that look like in your own head? And how do we see it as television viewers?
I think Sean's a little bit weird too.
Yeah.
He dresses in like very muted colors, like gray and just like flashes of color sometimes. And I think we see him in the bathroom with like it looks like it's got these little bunny ears on a box, and then it's got like 2 jumper cables. And Sean takes the jumper cables and he puts one on either side of the mirror. And when he flips this giant switch on the box, it makes the mirror glow like the static of the television. And
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Sean is using this to detect the precise audio frequency of the echo, so that he can look it up in his manual of echo coordinates.
Cool. Yeah. I like how
Echo
you guys
coordinates.
keep
I love
pushing
that.
for like weird technology, and I keep like diverting from it like when I write the game text, but I think it's like a cool idea, so I think I might go more for that angle at some point, like because I think it's cool that we have like airships
Yeah,
and stuff like
of
that.
course. You know, and
As you do.
echolocation,
Mirrors.
because you are locating the echo.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm doing. That's a really bad pun, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
it isolates the echo, and it runs analysis on it, and
I guess I'm tuning it. I'm like tuning the wheels.
yeah,
And I'm looking at the dials. And I'm looking at my book. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not those frequencies. Must be these frequencies. Trying to dial
yeah,
somewhere.
exactly. Eventually, like there's a nameplate in the lower left corner of the like vertical oval mirror.
Okay.
Flipping between names of what the sound could possibly be identified as.
Are any of these
And it eventually
female
settles
names?
on no.
Okay.
Or maybe there are, but it flips too quickly between them. Like you keep seeing like all the names of people in the house as you're turning it, and then you keep trying to like turn back to figure out what her name
I
is,
need
and
that
then you
name.
keep going past it and stuff like that. But the noise that it settles on is a noise produced by a monolith somewhere else on the map. Like I'm gonna take a look at the map and see where.
I mean, obviously the monolith
thing
is
zooms
in the
into.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, the kitchen doesn't exist yet, right?
I mean, that's the reason. That's where it is.
Oh, okay.
So the tile in here is made from a stone in the Madagascan archipelago. And it's like that second island from the bottom, like right across from the city of Ilya. And then the mirror zooms in on that island, and you see this this enormous blood-soaked spire that reaches like maybe 600 feet into the sky. It's like it's a 600-foot tall spire, just about. And
that's a lot of blood.
I think Sean's
yeah, exactly.
eyes go wide as he starts thinking this a fairy tower.
Yeah, and you see that this area it has like a lot of stone around it. There's like uh places where like people are digging up rocks so that they can like make it into tile for people and stuff like that.
Okay. Those fools, those mad
So the
fools.
tiles have been in the presence of a monolith, so it keeps echoing reverberations.
Of
That's the sort of
course.
quality that it has.
Now, is this the monolith that is after Everyman?
No, this is the we'll call it the Blood Spire monolith.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah,
Right.
Blood Spire.
The nested rings are the ones that they're my rival fucked up friend.
And if we're continuing with the canon from House Hunters, it's the thing that's
Sure.
around the sun. Because there are just rings around the sun that are like
Ooh.
that that machine from Contact, where there's like it's like a globe and it has like one ring like this and another ring like this and another ring like this, like almost like a gyroscope or something like that.
Hmm.
And they're just around the sun.
Is
and
it
then,
actually that like thing in like Game of Thrones?
I
intro
haven't seen
thing?
Game of Thrones, but I think I've seen the intro a couple of times. It might be something like that, yeah. Because like it moves.
Everything just sort of revolves around a light.
Yeah, it sort of moves in the same way that the moon does, because like it'll turn around the sun and you can't notice it because it just moves around the sun too slowly, but it's a monolith in space and it's around the sun, and when it eclipses the sun, like when like three of the rings like kind of like turn right in front of you and kind of intersect and there's a lot of darkness, then that's what darkest month is.
Oh, okay.
There's just 20 days where all the rings keep blocking out the sun or like dimming it out, and it's sort of dangerous to look at the sun during that time. Crops don't grow right. It's the darkest month. It's a fortnight of darkness.
Makes sense why they're connected then. But,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So now I know. I go to my companions. I mean my valued teammates, of course, and I say, teammates, we have a problem with the master bedroom.
Bathroom.
The tiles that they used. Thank you. The tiles they used for the floor were mined from a quarry in the presence of one of the great monoliths. I mean, obviously we can't let the tiles stay where they are. We must remove them carefully and return them to the monolith, lest we be judged.
I mean, that sounds like some work. I thought we were just going to blast it up.
yeah.
I mean, if you want to blast it up, that's great. I'll be. I actually have somewhere I need to be.
I think
Anywhere but here.
Yeah. Everyman looks at Sean and I think he goes, "Is the tile awake?"
Sean says, "I think it's dreaming." Doesn't seem to have reacted to my investigation of its inner nature. Perhaps it is dreaming, as I suspect, or awaiting something else with which it will hatch to some new and strange form.
Which monolith?
I don't remember exactly what technically. I wonder if Lloyd said. But
The Blood Spire.
the Blood Spire, yes. Sean would be too, emotionally overcome by his vision of the Blood Spire to forget what he said.
Even if you aren't afraid of heights, the Blood Spire makes you afraid of heights.
It is the
Right.
Blood Spire.
Sean, I think Sean, from seeing the vision of the Blood Spire, you can resist this if you want, but it's not a giant thing. He's sort of overcome with fear at the sight of it.
Yes.
So, like, as a feeling of security, you just keep looking at the ground and how your feet are on the ground. Because you get a weird sensation from looking at the monolith that if you just keep like it's really bad when you look up and walk in that direction.
Okay.
You feel like you're going to like fall over and just like fall to your death.
Yeah, I think Sean is like not comfortable where he's standing. Like he looks down and like he's on a smooth floor, so he like moves over a few feet, so he's standing on carpet, which gives him like much better friction.
Yeah,
much better traction here on the carpet. Yeah, it feels a lot better.
Every man is like, Blood Spire. Yes. That one does dream loud.
I guess I do not wish to. I don't wish
Look,
to
I'm afraid
become foes with the Blood Spire. But we
I'm
have
afraid
to.
that moving the tile might be just as adverse an effect as dampening it. Everyman, I think this is your purview. What do you think we should do?
I think you and I can sing it a lullaby. That's what he says to Russo. And as a player, I'm suggesting a group action of Dream.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my goodness.
With the idea of manifesting a synchronicity with the tile so that it is a calmer entity.
Beautiful. I think I even have a point of dream. You do.
You do. I think I gave it to you.
I think you did.
Yes.
The moments in this game just make my heart sing because it's just like
All right.
we have tiles on the floor and it was a really echoey bathroom, so we sang a lullaby to the tile.
Yeah, it's great. This is perfect. So you're leading this group action then, Sith?
Yeah, I'll lead it.
Okay. Then when I roll a 6.
Damn.
Nice. All right. I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
I got a 5. Cool. Oh, we didn't see like if it was like desperate or is it a desperate lullaby?
I mean, it might be.
Yeah, that's true.
It's too late to take a chance.
And are you also is Shauna also singing this lullaby with us?
Oh, Sean doesn't have any dream. This is a bad idea.
I mean,
he has no chill.
I mean, the worst
Sean-
that'll happen is that you're gonna give stress to the everyman.
John
Right.
seems really spooked by the supernatural. Maybe you should ask him about it later.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this was desperate
Okay.
because
Mm.
it doesn't like it makes sense to me, but it doesn't make sense. So it's desperate.
Right? This makes
Yeah.
sense to me, but no, it doesn't make sense. No.
It is a good rule of thumb of like you're gonna do what is usually a desperate for the GM.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the way I have to assess that is by a very realistic and rationalistic point of view.
Yeah.
Because it's not established in the rules that singing lullabies to spire influenced tile will like that's
yeah,
just
that's
not
true.
in the fiction
Yeah,
as a normal thing. But
Right. But also
Yeah.
like monoliths
but
are
it
like
works.
they're tier 5, right? So
Yeah.
there's also that idea of like even a shadow of a monolith is
Fuck that.
overreaching our capabilities. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
but so I kind of have an idea of how the everyman approaches a lullaby to a monolith.
Yes.
I'm not sure how Russo goes towards it, but imagine something between like a very, very low frequency like hum mixed with something like I don't remember the word for it, but it's like the Himalayan yodeling type thing.
Throat singing.
The throat singing stuff, yeah, it's something like that. But it's all just get that weird low frequency presence that you hear when like you see like 2001 monolith type thing of like there's like this existence of sound,
totally-
but you don't hear it.
I totally feel like Russo is like playing percussion with like her like saw and like a hammer and like keeping the beat with like a paint can, you know. That's her contribution to this.
Totally.
Nice.
It's just she's got like the drill out and it's like part of it.
Nice.
I just imagine the scene in my head, and I'm imagining that Philip and Tally are still in the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course the water's back on.
Of course, that's part of the rhythm of the song to, you know, the pouring water and
Water
just throat
has a
singing
rhythm.
and just like power tools.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't, and that's the beauty of it.
Oh.
Just imagining the sound like.
Yeah, it's something close to that. It's
Yeah.
it's very it's
Your
very
water has been turned back on.
it's well, it's also one of those things, right? Like when humans hear this, it's not comforting. So yeah.
Nice.
So
Do you leave the water on when you leave the room again, or do you turn that off for?
nah.
Maybe he leaves it on and then I turn it off.
I like the idea that like now that the room has been put to sleep, like every man is just happy with the water being off.
Yeah.
Well,
So do
no.
you say anything to them as you go out of there, or are you just like, we made some weird noises in your bathroom? You're welcome.
I obviously this is
Like, are you
Sean's
like,
job.
step on in there and have a conversation with each other? The echo's better now, or do you just leave?
Well, that's Sean's job. Sean will. Oh yes, we
So they
finished
just leave it, and
renovating.
you come back into the bedroom, and you're like, they've informed me that that the echo in the bathroom is much less prevalent.
Yes, we've used special harmonic techniques to eliminate the reverberations that were before disconcerting. Advanced techniques.
I need to roll a fortune roll to see if they've given up.
Oh, we might have filled the clock.
No, I'm rolling a fortune roll to see if they're like, well, okay, or if they're still gonna bitch. So the thing is, Philip's about to start a conversation, and Telly's just like shuts him down by like turning up Ancient Estates, like the encore premiere episode that's showing at like this hour.
Okay.
Whatever hour this is.
Yeah, and Telly, it's probably probably this is probably like the last thing you did in the day, so it's like 10 or something like that.
Oh yeah, I mean
The premiere was like at 8 or something. And Tully's just like, I didn't get to see this the first time, so I'm gonna actually watch some Ancient Estates.
okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, obviously that night, time for a date. So
Are we calling this the end of the week and moving into the weekend, or
do you want to save the day for the weekend? Yeah, we can do it.
yeah, we can do that. The way I kind of have houses working right now, oh, that reminds me, we need to I didn't update the flippers sheet. But the way houses work now is they're just like in Blades version 7.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're like the new hunting grounds. So for flippers, let me find it.
Right, there's like a renovators thing.
Yeah.
And we can have a renovation house.
Yeah, I changed it. So your features for your houses, and you can have several houses you're working on at a time, or have at a time. Your features can be exhibit, reenactment, renovation, or rental, or you can order something off the menu as usual. It sounds like this is a renovation house, just from
Yeah, definitely.
So when you're doing renovations in this house, you get one free downtime action to spend like right before you get started, or to later save that you did before you got started. So you can be like, we're going to scope out the house with gather information, or we're going to acquire some sort of asset that we need, like a backhoe or something. So when you renovate this house, that's what you get. I will note that so I can fix it later.
Just trying to find the page with the weekend stuff. Ah, found it. Okay. As a player level thing, though, are we on time?
I've got less than half an hour.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if we want to do like XP and everything, maybe we can like just start into the weekend.
Okay,
maybe.
cool.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it seems like the stop for the week is basically just whenever you want it to be.
Okay.
Like, because you could do a lot of work in a week, or you could just be like, and there's a holiday this weekend, so how about we cut the week short at Wednesday?
Yeah. No,
Sure.
I feel like this is daytime, so yeah, it's good a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
I should
also
XP
mark that,
and then
the
the
Echo
weekend.
is
Does it
fixed.
matter? Things over the weekend
Oh,
can't affect XP, right? So
No, they can.
They can't.
they cannot.
One thing is, I don't think I don't know. I don't think we did this last time, but I don't think we addressed our load. And I think in your system, that changes. That can affect our stress per week.
Yeah. So you take stress at the end of the week.
Okay. So I think the everyman was
Based
going to
on
be normal.
Yeah.
So at the end of this weekend phase, he takes stress, or I take it now.
You would take the stress if you went above the previous one. So, like, if you just didn't mark, or you didn't use
Oh, okay. Okay.
more than 3 items, then you don't take any stress.
gotcha.
There will need to be like rules rewording for that to be a little easier to understand, but basically it's like
Okay. Cool.
it's almost in reverse now, because you kind of declare your load at the end of the week based on what you used.
Right.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Which I think is maybe a little easier now, but
With italics still being free.
yeah, totally.
So I don't.
So I guess
Yay.
since we're hitting the weekend, what was your load this week?
I guess mine
I
was
don't
What
light.
think
stuff did you take along?
Yeah, my load is also light.
I haven't marked anything, so light, I guess.
Cool.
Cool.
If you had a light load, then you take no stress. Cool.
Yeah, because I only used my fine demolition tools. That's the only thing
Right.
I did.
And
I don't think I
a
used anything on this
tablet
list.
when you were showing them the design for the new.
Oh yeah, and a tablet. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like 2 things. Still, it's plenty fine.
This my weird TV thing
painting
counts as
supplies,
something.
because you painted the bedroom.
Yeah, so that'd have been 3 things.
A ladder, but you could say that somebody else took the ladder if you wanted to.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think you used the ladder to take the stairs down last session.
I did. It was that part of the same week?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah.
in that case, I would have a
Because
normal.
we've only done 1 week so far. Like, this is the
then
end of our first week.
Okay, in that case, I have a normal load, and I am gonna take a stress for it.
Okay, cool.
Whoa! Oh,
You all right?
This spider is the most aggressive spider I've ever had in here.
Bad spider, Baka.
That is a thing nobody ever said in Blades ever.
It crawled up on top of my monitor, and then it crawled on top of my computer case. I tried to get it off with my paper so I could take it outside. And then it jumped like a foot off my monitor straight at me.
Oh no.
I don't like this spider.
I would have handled that a lot less eloquently.
Right? I mean, I like spiders, so I'd been fine, but
I like spiders,
Yeah,
but
I
I don't
feel
like
ya.
them jumping at me. It's not cool.
no,
Not cool.
not really. Okay.
Not cool,
Nah.
spider. Not cool. I like it when I see the spider on the wall, and then we look at each other and we give like mutual looks of respect. That's cool. The spider crawls on top of my monitor, stares at me, and then leaps on me. It's not so cool. It's not cool.
And I'm thinking, Sith Master, the Everyman would have brought along misremembered nightmares to say that the monolith dreams loud.
Probably. I was
Yeah.
possibly going to use them if I needed to, but then I didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll mark that.
Yeah, I didn't explain how items work.
And Misremembered
beforehand,
Nightmares
so-
is
free.
italicized, so
It
it's free.
Yeah.
I love Misremembered Nightmares as a thing.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I need to reword fangs and claws so that they're like prosthetic, like rhinestone nails, because that's what they actually are. They're kind of fancy.
Oh, okay.
You should look up rhinestone claws on Google Images. They're very Lady Gaga, and I love it.
I am not surprised. Both that it's Lady Gaga and that you love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just reading up Ire and sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like,
Those are great.
wait, what is the Sorry 2? And yeah.
It's really weird. I'm taking much less stress this game.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't think there was a lot of stress today. So.
Yeah.
But
Not this
Maybe we're
week.
just taking less stressful projects.
did we get
Oh, no.
any?
Kitty sneezes.
Um,
Did we get any
Kitty
fame?
sneezes. I don't know how fame works.
The weekend phase. The
Yeah,
weekend
I was
work
just looking at the weekend.
yields 1 fame per tier of the client.
Is it tier
no.
0? Okay.
Yeah. They are a family.
All right.
There was interaction with the flea market, but they were not a client or a target.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you get cash if you got a paycheck or raised capital. Did you do either of those? Did those happen
I
at
don't
some
think
point?
so.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
so.
What was that?
We haven't gotten
you
paid
get-
yet.
Yeah. Cool. So, Ire. In household renovation, your characters are constantly monitored by beings of great and terrible power, blah, 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 in their very existences. +1 Ire if characters treated each other with kindness and empathy. What do we think?
I mean, it's kind of borderline.
Yeah, it's kind of neutral. I mean, it wasn't the opposite.
I say that since it's not the opposite, then it is this. Because it is normal in household renovation for people to be like very snippy and
Okay, yeah.
you had a
I
freak
forgot.
on your team and you didn't make fun of them.
Mhm.
You didn't?
Like not at all.
I forget, like, and like Levitt or Listed, they're like very like at each other the whole time. So
It's really bad in that show. Like there was maybe once
it's hard
during
to
2
watch,
shows where
yeah.
people congratulated someone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we are. Well, I think
and
we're
we had a
more
lot
of-
of teamwork. So
Yeah,
that is
I think
sort
we're
of
definitely a more functional crew than the original House Hunters were.
Yeah.
we got like 3 rooms done in one session.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, and we didn't bite each other's head off or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only because every time we try to do something crazy, like we actually made it sound plausible.
Right?
Why don't you do the stupid thing? Oh, you actually can do the stupid thing. Well, okay. Well, you showed all of us.
Yeah.
Well, we're just going to pretend like it was our intention all along. Do the thing that sounds the same.
I'm just gonna go on a date with their daughter.
I mean, it worked.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I needed that.
That's fine. +1 from interacting with your own freak and from interacting with the monolithic tile. Killing was not involved, so
Yeah.
that's fine. There was awareness with the great of interaction with the great and terrible, so that's 4. That's 4 ire overall.
Oh, okay. But it wasn't intentional interaction?
It might be
Like-
between those two.
Like radioing in with a mirror to the monolith and
True.
Yeah, I was
and
just
what I
trying
did
to.
with the dream.
I wasn't intending to get a picture of the monolith. It just so happened that.
I don't think it's 2 more. I think it's 1 more because I think it's in between the 2. Personally.
I'm okay with 3. So then
yeah.
I would be 5 total.
5 ire. On to the renovators.
So it's afternoon.
No, that is for the track under it, which
that's
indicates that I need to fix it. Yep.
My bad.
It's for airtime. Because to have airtime, your show has to be on in the morning, afternoon, or evening, and that is how you tell us which one it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
So you can mark it from right to left if you just don't give a shit. But you can also be like, hey, we are an evening show. And then on the lower track, you just skip over them.
Mm-hmm. I just like. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I misinterpreted.
Yeah.
So.
Which crew upgrade did we take?
The Chevy Chic.
That's a special ability. I'm talking crew upgrades. They're on the right.
Oh, I don't know if we did that.
Did we not take one? No, the renovators have something.
I felt like
Some stuff that's their own.
there was something going on.
Well, no, because last session, everything was like mark it as you use it, and we didn't really mark a lot on the crew sheet because we were still figuring out our own sheets.
Yeah.
Right.
So we didn't really do anything.
Wasn't there like some kind of high tech group, or was that for the house manager?
That was the previous crew.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think-
we've
I
had
think we-
anything good.
We did give ourselves a rep though, or hashtag. I remember that being a thing.
That's right.
At least I thought. At least I thought it
can't
was.
remember which one it is.
I don't remember what it was either.
We can make up what it is. If you look in the PDF, the renovators start with body training, quality tools, which would have been good if we remembered. You start with capital, and you start with a website.
Okay.
So you have 2 more boxes to tick. You could take a new cohort. You could. It sounds like you have a show, so maybe you have airtime.
Yeah, I think airtime would definitely be a thing.
Okay. And when does your show come on? Oh boy. Kelsey's computer broke or he did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'd say probably
I got distracted, so you were
probably
saying
afternoon, I would say.
afternoon? Okay. early, late afternoon, or in the middle? Like, what time are you thinking?
I feel like it's late afternoon. Like a lot of
Okay.
our scenes have gone on towards the later part of the day. I feel like.
He's joining us from a different angle this time.
Hello.
Hello.
My other computer crashed and takes approximately 1 billion years to boot. Therefore, I switched to a different computer.
Okay. We took airtime as a crew upgrade. So we have a little late afternoon show.
Okay.
Which is basically like turf.
Our crew didn't
Cool.
advance. We're trying to figure out our initial things.
Yeah.
That would make sense that airtime was one of them.
You have early morning, which is mostly on Twitch, and you have daytime TV, which that's like competing with soap operas. Forget it. And you have
Mhm.
prime time. And
We're not that
obviously-
cool.
No.
We're not. So we're almost
No.
right in between prime
we?
time and daytime TV.
To me, it seems like we would be like that weird early afternoon thing. Like,
Yeah, like we're competing with Jeopardy.
Hmm.
I think it's like even like right before that, like right
Oh,
before
wow.
all the schools get out or something. Of like nothing's here, and everyone, and it's right after like mid-morning talk shows or something.
Okay.
But
Cool. Yeah. Let's do XP. Who
I would like
go
to do
first
XP.
While I grab airtime
yeah,
and move it over. There we go. Perfect.
would someone like to go first?
Yeah, Elsa.
Okay. Let me look at my character sheet now that I'm back here. Lavender Russo, what do you get XP for? I don't even know. How does this game work? I don't think I did any of these things. That's not even true at all. Okay. I got my XP for rolling a desperate action. I already took that. Now, did I address a challenge with hard work and supervision? Yes, multiple times.
Yes.
So I think I deserve 2 there.
Totally.
Express your beliefs, drives, zodiac sign, or background. Let's see.
What is your zodiac sign? Taurus
My
again.
zodiac
Cool.
sign is Taurus again. And my personality trait I chose for that is uncompromising.
Yep.
And I think definitely taking like when our clients were like, I don't want you to get rid of this ugly wallpaper, and I'm like, no, we're definitely getting rid of the ugly wallpaper.
Yeah.
Let's see. As far as drives, I didn't really have any beliefs or drives that I was driving towards that much. And my background as an electrician did not come up, so I'm looking at 3 so far.
I think it's 4 because we did write down that you hate spicy food.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I forgot about that, even though I did write that down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 4. Beliefs, drives, vices, and trauma are prioritized over others' well-being. I don't think that really came up.
No. I don't think
Okay.
so.
Yeah, your character was super
Well,
helpful.
that also counts as tearing down the wallpaper.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because your belief is that you as an artist know better than
Or
they do.
destroying the art in the kids' room without even asking,
Yeah,
bringing it up and stuff.
that too.
Yeah. Okay. So is that 6?
Yes. And well-being
Sweet.
isn't just safety, it's like emotional happiness.
Okay, that will give me I'm gonna just dump it all in my playbook and take an advance.
Cool.
which case I am going to.
Exciting. Which one are you going to grab? As I move over to Sean Gamma's sheet.
Oh, obviously, I am going to take hard sell. I have special armor against people deciding not to do things my way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Obviously.
I like how we talked a lot about how you didn't build your character to be the hard sell, and then you're like, no. Right at the end of the session, I am a hard sell contractor now.
You know, I didn't think I was going to be, but like I think I have to be.
Yeah. It's too good. No, you didn't sing a lullaby to the tile. No. Productivity, yes, because you were all into the research about the plasma ball. Yeah.
Well, also, like with professionalism, he was the guy who kept talking with the client of like, it's all good, like you're gonna take care of this and everything. Like, so
Yeah.
I think addressing a challenge is too, or
Yep.
that's what I would.
Yeah, exactly. Did you express your beliefs, drives, zodiac sign, or background? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure
I'm
it's
going to take a little quick look at it and see if there's anything I can dig up. What's your personality trait for being a Sagittarius? Yeah.
There's a list.
Let me take a look at the list. I think it's on page 10. Also called page 9. Yeah. If you're using a browser, it'll say it's page 10. The book will say it's page 9, and it's partially right
Yeah.
if you count the first page as a cover.
Yeah.
So zodiac sign Sagittarius promises more than can deliver. Very impatient. Will say anything, no matter how undiplomatic. No, I don't think that is. I feel like all of those were not who you were.
Oh no, they haven't. Okay.
You kind of have all of them, and then you have a way you really show off that you're a Sagittarius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Cool. Oh yeah, no, you weren't very criminal at all. No drugs. Well, your character was a criminal because you were like a former like cocaine runner, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, fair enough. One of a few reasons we should play more often.
Right?
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Truth. And it's hot. Can't forget that.
Yeah.
So looks like 5. Cool. 5 is not bad. Yeah, you can put all of those wherever you would like. Everyman. Let us
Cool.
discuss how many XPs you are getting. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, I did it.
Yeah. Cool. So I've already marked the desperate roll in soul,
Cool.
which is awesome. So that was the desperate roll for me.
Yeah.
You addressed a challenge with blasphemous perpetration or horror.
Blasphemous perpetration, yes. Horror, less so because you are a kind freak.
Well, how freaked out was the dude when like we had that conversation?
True. This is true.
Like, is that horror?
That is horror.
Okay. So is that 1 or 2?
That is one from that particular situation. That's why I'm holding up 1.
Okay.
And there is definitely another that you did, which is
The blasphemous with like the
welcoming
light.
darkest month into the
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Express beliefs, drives, zodiac sign, or background. Honestly, yes. Like my background is like I'm quarantined and I'm like escaped exhibit from the museum, and so I was like, I can't let the mirrors talk back to things. And also my zodiac sign, I went with Aries with the personality trait impulsive. So kind of like with the water and everything, and also like kicking over the bird path all the way at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah. Totally.
So I was kind of playing into that with all of that. And I think that was about it for that. Well, actually, the bird bath thing might actually be your prioritize your beliefs, drives, vices, and traumas over others' well-being. I think it fits that one more.
Because that's their shit, right? And you're fucking with it.
Yeah. So okay, those counted for that instead. I'm not sure how you, because I start with 4 trauma. Does that count for XP, or is it when that gets removed and I undo?
They all count for your XP.
Okay.
It's good because if you don't indulge your vice during the weekend.
Yeah.
For trauma, do not forget about that.
Wow.
There are disadvantages.
Yeah. So
I really enjoy the freak being backwards. Like,
yeah.
I'm excited for how that works mechanically.
It'll be interesting.
It makes because the freak has a bunch of vice abilities as well, and it just makes playing one kind of like they feel very supernatural and like they're a very attention grabbing sort of class, but you just get pounded if you can't indulge your vice. And if you can't indulge your vice, then maybe you should, and then you overindulge, and then that's other trouble.
Yeah, but also there's a special ability that gives me better stuff if I overindulge, which sounds a lot more nice now. So I moved one of the traumas because you had changed these. So my traumas are fearful, hopeless, paranoid, and selfish.
Cool.
I'm not sure if I played them to the detriment of others, but I tried to like over others' well-being. I tried to play with
paranoid,
them.
fearful, playing into the mirrors talking back to you.
Hmm. But we kind of like marked that already, so okay.
Sometimes one thing can count for multiple triggers.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can. It's just like how in Blades you can kind of power game it by doing desperate actions in things you have good dice in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if you're a cutter, you can just fight off hordes of dudes and it'll be desperate and you'll get 2 XP.
And I was very happy with myself earlier today when while playing Blades, and I did the group action to face a harm for someone else in order to utilize my character ability that says if I face harm, then I get an extra dice from whenever I face that, whenever I retaliate against that enemy.
Right, vengeful
And
from
so-
being a hound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I just stepped in front of a bullet and just took it for my teammate, and then got to get an extra die when attacking the guy.
That's awesome.
So
Nice.
it was pretty great.
Yeah. So I think that's all the XP from me. I think that was 6 total.
Yep.
The most you can
Cool.
get.
Looks like you
And
could
that
throw
would
all
fill
that
up-
to.
Yeah, that would fill up my playbook. So I'm gonna do
Yep.
that. So I gotta
Are you going to take Closer to God? Since you're going to either take 4 trauma or overindulge.
right, maybe.
I mean,
For stress.
not 4 trauma, 4 stress.
Yeah. I mean, take 4 stress, not that bad.
It's
Oh,
pretty
wait.
bad.
Eh. We'll worry
It's
about it
pretty
later.
bad.
Forbidden indulgences seems like a thing, but also I was thinking about venomous. There was a few times where that seemed like it would have been interesting. That I would have
Yeah.
done once per week, maybe at least it was fine. Oh wait, I should definitely read these from the updated sheet.
Yeah.
Or is this updated?
Yeah, the character sheets are updated, the crew sheet is not. Because I thought it was more updated than it actually was.
All right, well, kids, I need to get out of here.
Okay.
I
I
What
thought
was
I thought it was Saturdays.
Yeah, I thought we were doing Saturdays. I shouldn't have. Yeah, if we want to do alternating, I can do this next Wednesday. We can talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it in Discord.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Okay, cool. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Kelsa.
Before we all completely leave, I think the crew might have some XP stuff.
Yeah, this is true. I'm going to flip to it, but I am going to take it.
Are we doing the renovators or are we doing the flippers though?
We are renovators because flippers are changing to renovators.
Oh, okay.
To be flippers, you will just do a bunch of renovation houses, and you will sell them off very quickly, and use that capital upgrade to get your first one, and then just keep selling and selling and selling to make money.
Oh, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same triggers. Yeah. Either way.
Yep.
No.
They may need to be adjusted, maybe not.
Maybe.
That is something I did not think about before.
Right.
And yeah,
I don't know if you want to update them closer to like what version 7 is like.
I'm going to do that on the fly right now.
Yeah. Because that one plays a lot more into this than how I even think about Blades, because it has the whole like, were you guys contentious with each other?
It does. And doubling up on the idea that you're awful people is something I want.
Right. 7.
Just like how I double up on the idea of having a freak being a little troublesome.
Right.
Did you renovate houses? I won't do it the fancy way. I'll just say it.
We did. We improved the quality of one of our hunting grounds. But I guess that's not. But is that considered like full on executing like an entirely successful renovation? I worked towards it. Maybe that's the 1 versus the 2.
Reusing hunting grounds is a weird Blades jargon thing for.
Yeah, it was a jargon thing for Dark Lavender.
That is our fault.
Yeah.
So we renovated.
Right.
That is a thing we did.
But I think it's a 1 thing. It's not a 2 thing.
It is a 1 thing, I think.
Okay. Contend with challenges above our current station.
Yep.
Okay. Did we bolster?
That one is definitely staying because it's the trigger that pushes you to interact with other factions.
Okay.
And that gets you fame.
Yeah. Bolster crew's rep or develop a new one. I guess we don't have one of the tags circled.
Yeah, we should fix that. What's our crew's reputation just overall? I'm really unhappy right now with the hashtag reputations, so I want to do something different with that, and I'm really not sure what I want right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's like you make yourself at home in other people's homes. Or you like presume stuff belongs to you just because you're working on it. Yeah. Controlling, bossy, especially with Kelsey getting hard sell now. You have a very bossy reputation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. So you were bossy and presumptive multiple times.
Okay. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I typed in
I saw
other
it,
type
yeah.
of handle.
Did we?
I'm okay with like the bossy or something.
Yeah. Did we express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? There was a point early on, which I am forgetting right now, where we expressed the essential nature of the crew.
Yes, I think that was when Kelso was like, "Oh, this is how it works. Every man and Russo do the thing, and Sean talks to the client."
Yep. We are artists and we are right.
That's how it works. So yeah. And I was like, okay, that's the essential nature. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
And I think the goals, right? Like we're renovators, right? So we're trying to. We're going to the goal of renovating their house, whether they like it or not.
Yeah. Yep. So that maxes all of that out. Cool. Now we get either two crew upgrades or a new special ability. Let me see if this list is good or if it's garbage. It is garbage because part of it's cut off. So let's take a look at the PDF and see if we want some crew upgrades or if we want the special abilities. Yeah.
Oh, training for mind.
He's talking about the special ability visionaries in the new
Oh,
the PDF.
okay.
It used to be called Open Minded, but the title got changed to Visionaries,
Okay.
which it definitely sounds like you guys are.
Yeah. One of the things is like we don't have any groups, and like we keep in our conversational narrative, we keep saying like we have other people working with us. So
Yeah.
maybe like we actually do now, or they're like not quality 0 now.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely. Yeah,
That's a suggestion though.
Yeah, we can either count them as you have a camera crew as a cohort.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good? It would take both of your crew upgrades, but then you'd have a quality 1 cohort. Yep. Okay, cool. And then they'll help you on the house sometimes, which makes sense because you just had a conversation with them.
Right. Well, also like the camera crew could also have like producers with it or something, and so like you could have like a flashback of prepping someone to understand what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So that when you go in.
Yep. That is nailed down
That
now.
could be a thing as well. Yeah. Producers should definitely be like a cohort type though.
Yeah.
If it's shows and everything. If it's still show focused. Mm-hmm. Right. But yeah.
Yeah, you're the Gordon Ramsay of the show.
Yeah. So,
You're actually a really
right.
pretty gentle person, but then you get driven to madness by the American audience.
Yeah. So they could have like unreliable flaw and
You could add other flaws, like you could just call them assholes.
Yeah.
And that would be their flaw.
Mm-hmm. I was just kind of looking at like Blade's standard ones.
Yeah. They're assholes.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that as a flaw. I think I'll name it something more
PC.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
yeah, I'm okay with that.
essentially
Yeah.
They're just awful people. But yeah. That's good. That is my PC flaw name. So what edge do they have? How are they useful?
I want to say something close to fearsome, but it's more of like starstruck. Like people, like when you talk with a producer, they're like, "This is about to be on the show. Like, are you ready? We're going live now. Like, let's go." And so like, just very sort of, but it also might be like tenacious, right?
Yeah.
How I'm doing that, but like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to call them the camera crew. And their type is that they're producers.
Okay, cool.
And I was looking to, at some point in the future, be like, hey, one day one of these isn't going to be like some sort of subcontractor. Cool. I mean, they might be. But I was thinking, like, about how all of my crew types right now are just like, let me take a look at the list. Because there's stuff like the cohort types are nerds who are engineers, coders, and electricians. You can be layers like masons, tilers, roofers, and siders. You can be delvers like demolition crews, excavators, and well drillers. You can be decorators like painters, designers, artists, and wallpaper hangers. You can be runners like HVAC technicians or plumbers. Or you could be carpenters like woodworkers, joiners, cabinet installers, and trim workers. It's like one of these has to be like not that.
Mhm.
Because the medium already has like sheep as a cohort type because, cult leader. What specifically are you focusing on right now? Hmm. The thing is, they are working for you. I'm talking about how the cohort type producers isn't yet in the game, but will be probably by next week. And I was just making a comment about how all of my stuff is like, these are people who do work on houses, and they're all different types of people who do work on houses. And none of them were like camera crews, which is a thing this game needs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, cohorts, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like the cohorts can be like a gang or like a group, or it can be like one very expert-y person that we just have. So that could be what you were going for. But it's something we can make up.
Yeah. Oh god, it didn't make it less blurry. There we go. Better. Yeah, that seems like all we have to do. So
Nice. Great session.
yeah, I agree.
Glad we got to do this again.
Yeah. Sounds like a great plan. Yeah. Yeah. See you guys later.